Hi, we're Paige and Danny from Sigma Beauty, and we're so excited to share with you this video we created in support of Pride.
As you know, we're partnering with an amazing organization, It Gets Better, and we were lucky enough to speak to some members of the LGBTQ+ community right here in Minneapolis on what Pride means to them.
If there's one thing we learned from these individuals, it's that the brighter days are ahead and things do get better.
I love that I gravitate towards personality, and I love the fact that it takes me a little bit to open up to people, but once music's playing, I have a drink in my hand, everything else comes down.
I love that I'm gay, and I love that I'm gay, Cruella, darling.
I love how she's kind and compassionate.
Same. I love how patient he is and understanding and accepting.
His integrity, his work ethic, and how caring of a person that he really is. That's my yeah.
For me, it'll be his art, his creativity, drive, and always hands-on in doing the things he always does.
I love how she's not ever afraid to be herself, and she just tells it like how it is, always, no matter the situation.
Oh man. Probably that you encourage me to be my authentic self and to not be apologetic for who I am.
Pride means to me, what comes to mind when pride is mentioned is paying my dues. And one thing I think that we have forgotten about pride is that there are people who've come before us. There are people who have died to HIV, to gun violence, to police brutality, to hatred. And pride is literally one of those things that only happens once a year, unfortunately, where we're actually able to come together and not only mourn, but celebrate one another and give something to the youth and to inspire them to keep living and being themselves.
Pride, to me, means accepting and loving your inner, true, authentic self just the way it is. And doing so unashamedly and unapologetically and owning it.
Everything. No. I think for me, it is to seeing that it's continuing and getting better, and it's becoming much more of a normal part of society, that people aren't seeing a lot of the stigmas that used to be around for when I first came out. So that's what I see. It's just nice to see things just become more prevalent, more comfortable.
For me, it'll be like letting us do whatever we want and being creative and have your own path of, I guess, doing your thing. So, or it could be like being free.
The LGBTQ plus community is very diverse. And when I say diverse, I mean there's layers and layers of creativity to food, to fashion, to personality. There's nothing that hasn't been discovered yet in being a part of the LGBTQ community. And I love that we have this thing called intersectionality, where everybody's identity overlaps with one another and that our experiences are not like one another.
I like how I feel like every person who's part of the community, you could like come to them with anything or tell, like they're so open and understanding about anything, not even just like gay, like, and they're so diverse of where they come from, race, class, sex, stuff like that. I like that.
I really love how it's almost as if it's like never ending. It's like we're not just inclusive to like us in the community, but we are to like everybody. Like even if you're an ally, we're like, this is great. Like it's just, it feels like you're never just one thing.
Video games.
Honestly, Danny, a lot of like in your job or wherever you have to put on some masks and some faces, business world, etc. So just being with her, I get to be 100% myself, my goofy self, and I love it.
The things that I'm afraid of are typically things that I am afraid of embracing as part of me. And when I don't do that, I always kick myself and I always regret that. But when I do, that's when I feel like I'm really who I'm supposed to be.
Him, putting on makeup, using Sigma brushes. Just the journey that I've been through over the past 10 years has made me feel like my authentic self, and being able to share that with other people, that journey, and, and you.
This is gonna sound very cliche, but I found love as a trans non-binary human who did not grow up to be as out as I wanted to be. I got to find love. I got to find somebody I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. They love me for me, flaws and all. And if there's anything that I hope for anybody else a part of my community is that they find true love.
I'm most proud that I have a master's degree in fine art, that I'm like pretty much the most educated person in my family, and I originally come from South Carolina. So, and I'm proud that I have, transitioned and become myself. And that's in and of itself like a really scary thing to do. So tackling that challenge head on and doing something about it has been really confidence boosting, and one of the things that I'm the most proud of.
I am super proud to have had the humble privilege and honor of leading the Pride business for a Fortune 100 company. It was not only by far my proudest professional accomplishment, but definitely my personal proudest moment as well, because I learned that going from the closet in high school to a Fortune 100, own it, love it. And I also learned how much I don't even know about my own community, even though I am a part of the LGBTI+Q community. And it was a humbling reminder to me that just because I'm gay does not mean that I know everything that there is to know about my own community. And there are so many fierce and fabulous humans out there that have lots of stories to tell across every single vantage point that people live their lives through.
Keep being weird. I think one thing I would tell my younger self is do the things that make you feel most like yourself and keep doing those things. And yeah, be kind. Be kinder.
I would tell my younger self and all other beautiful humans that are just realizing who they are to own your heart, embrace your heart, and love your heart, because it is your heart, darling, and that's all that matters. And it's inside waiting for you to be loved and embraced and accepted by you and the entire world around you just the way it is. So I would tell myself, own your heart, lead with your heart, and let your heart lead you, because your heart is beautiful just the way it is.
My first answer is the Powerball numbers. My next, but I would just say always remember to be yourself, and don't ever lose that.
Yeah, I would say, don't worry as much, stay the course, things are difficult now, but you know, in the future they're going to be a lot brighter. You know, like the sadness that I faced back then, like in my junior high and high school days, has been totally eclipsed by everything that I have got to experience now that I've walked into my authenticity and into myself. So
Do it sooner.
yeah, do it sooner.
Keep working hard and you'll get there.
Come out and stay out.
I would tell my younger self to stop caring a lot sooner because it's way harder when you're young, especially if you don't have like understanding family or support system. I think just not caring at a young age would set yourself up for success in the future too.
For me, I believe I would probably tell myself, don't think that everything is going to be always this difficult. There's going to be a lot of challenges that are going to come in front of you, but take them in stride. Don't let people put you down, because one day everything will be okay.
What would I tell my younger self? I've actually had conversations about this multiple times. What I would tell my younger self is to be brave. The young man that you are is exactly who you're supposed to be, and you are just beginning this journey, and once you are older, you're going to become this cocoon, and you'll be able to spread your wings and fly. I know that there are dark days. I know that you are lonely, but there are people looking at you and who are walking with you.